The Constitutional Court's decision would have been unanimous at least on one point. It would not have been a surprise to anyone, neither for the government and its institutions that were waiting for the accomplishment of the plan to take hold of the whole electoral process, nor for the main opponent and all the Burundians and observers. Were all the irregularities identified on election day and throughout the process that followed only in the mind of the bad losers and all other ill-intentioned people? Were they found too minor not to influence the final outcome of the election, or would they have been covered by the court for the reasons that all Burundians suspected before the case was brought to court and deplore now after the decision taken? Did the fact that the government illegally fought against opponents to keep them away from the electoral operations so as to ensure it is the only one in charge from the beginning to the end did not merit any attention from the court? With the gross irregularities and inadequacies of the Independent National Electoral Commission, which the voters suffered and which they do not know if they were due to incompetence or instrumentalization, have been corrected by the CENI before the handover of all the documents and in its possession to the court? And would the court, without any other consideration than the law and nothing but the law, actually verified, in the light of the documents sent to it, the regularity of the vote, both with regards to its conduct and counting, as well as establishment of the results? Unfortunately, the court has not provided any unequivocal answer to all these questions. For many Burundians, the fact would not have been established, the truth would not have been told, and justice would not have been done by this organ set up to be the highest body to protect the citizens against the arbitrariness of power and its institutions in a system that claims to be democratic. All these questions, which unfortunately have not been answered, reflect the deep concerns of the people and involve the peace, security, well-being of the future of the population. The Mffps, like many other Burundians, cannot help not being worried. Indeed, how will the people sustain life under the leadership of those whom they are convinced they have imposed themselves by fraud? On the other hand, what kind of governance would they be subject to? All these unknown issues remain a challenge to us. What is the ultimate alternative for the people whose voice is muted, choices are diverted, and who do not find any independent mediator to do them justice? Those people have defied many obstacles, overcome fear and threat against their lives and their property, arising to exercise their right and freedom of expression of a different opinion. They did not win today, but this does not mean that they were defeated. The message conveyed, and which we hope those who will be in charge tomorrow receive very well, it is that from now on, the population will no longer bend its back. It is now on the move to establish a true democracy in our country. Without anticipating on the performance that will characterize those who will be in charge of the country, the Mffps calls upon the upcoming leaders of the country, even if obviously the Vox Populi was not the Vox Dei, remember at least your election promises to govern for the people from whom you hold power, and all the people, those who elected you and even those who voted for the other candidate. It is your duty to protect the country from violence, division, and misery. Do everything you can to appease, bring together, reconcile the people with themselves and their leaders so that all Burundians together may participate to the restoration of peace and security for prosperity to be a reality in our homeland. To close this message, Mffps would like to bring back in Paris phrase to the attention of the upcoming president the words spoken by the noble hero of our independence. People will judge you on your actions, and their satisfaction will be your pride. This is a message from the Mouvement des Femmes et Filles pour la Paix et la Sécurité au Burundi, Mffps, on this Black Monday, June 8, 2020.